Now, if you remember, I told you earlier that communication happens between the processes and not the machines. So, suppose a process in one machine wants to communicate with a process in another machine. Now, the sender process will use the IP address to reach the receiver process, right? But because IP address is an address assigned to a machine, the sender process can only reach the receiver machine using the IP address, not the receiver process that it wants to communicate with. And because there could be several processes running on the receiver machine, the sender needs to specify which process inside the receiver machine it wants to talk to. So in order to do that, sender uses port numbers. So what exactly is a port number? Port number is a 16-bit number which is like an address of a process inside a machine. And inside the machine, it is assigned to each process that uses the internet to communicate. Now, the question might arise, who assigned port numbers to the processes? Well, the port number could be assigned automatically by the operating system, or it could even be assigned manually by a user. Or sometimes it is set to a default value for certain applications. So you can think of IP address like an address of an apartment building and port number like an apartment number. So in order to reach an apartment, you of course would need to know the address of the apartment building, but along with that, you would also need to know the apartment number. Similarly, when a process wants to communicate with another process, it needs to provide the IP address of the machine, and along with it, it also needs to specify the port number assigned to the process it wants to communicate with. Okay?